Well, you made it. Welcome to day 21 of the 21 Days of Goals. What an amazing journey we've had together. I want you to think for a moment about when you started, how much you've learned along the way, and how much you have grown through this process. And my hope is that you're leaving this challenge different than when you began, and that you're ready to start stacking every single lesson that we've covered on your journey to achieve your goals more effectively and more efficiently. Now, today we're going to dive into chapter 21 together, which is titled Persist Until You Succeed. Now, this chapter opens up with a simple yet powerful quote. It says, "Few things are impossible to diligence and skill." You know, the big idea of this chapter is pretty straightforward, and it's right below that. It says your ability to decide what you want, to begin your pursuit, and then to persist through all obstacles and difficulties until you achieve your goals is the critical determinant of your success. And it goes on to say that the foundation of persistence is courage. It's courage. On page 254, Brian Tracy reminds us that all intelligent people are afraid of something. Being concerned about your physical, emotional, and financial survival is both normal and natural. But that's where that courage comes in, because the difference is how we respond when we're afraid. The courageous person moves forward despite fear. But the fearful person avoids their fears. They allow them to grow and take control of their life. And every time you confront your fears, you grow in your self-esteem, in your self-confidence, in your self-respect. But the opposite is true when you run from your fears. All of those areas diminish. So persistence then isn't just about action, it's about courageously moving forward even when the path gets hard. You know, one way you can think about persistence is climbing a mountain. The summit of the mountain is your goal. It's clear in your mind where you're going. You can see it from below, but the journey to get there isn't easy. The climb gets tough. The higher you go, you're met with steep inclines and loose rocks and storms that may just appear out of nowhere. And all of those things make you want to turn around and go back. Makes you want to slow down and think about stopping. But step by step, you keep going, even when you get tired. You focus on your next foothold or the next ledge or the next step forward. The higher you climb, the stronger you get. And the better your view becomes. Eventually, you're going to reach the summit. Not because it was easy, but because you refused to quit. You kept going. And that's what pursuing our goals is like. No matter what, we must keep going to get to the top. Now, a few key takeaways that I have from this section. The first is persistence is self-discipline in action. On page 258, Brian Tracy says the single most important quality for success is self-discipline. Self-discipline means that you have the ability within yourself, based on your strength of character and willpower, to do what you should do, when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not. It's persistent that is the ultimate demonstration of self-discipline. And discipline is going after what you want most, even if that means giving up what you want now. Because over time, I've realized that anything worthwhile is going to be hard. There's going to be some waiting involved, but you got to stick with it. Even through the challenges, you got to realize that success comes in the long term. And remember that it's persistence that guarantees that you will win eventually. Now, the second takeaway from this chapter for me was that adversity unlocks growth. On page 264, Brian Tracy quotes the Greek historian Herodotus, who said that adversity has the effect of drawing out strength and qualities of a man or woman that would have laid dormant in its absence. So what does that mean? Well, it means that the challenges that we face aren't just obstacles, they're opportunities. Every time you push past your comfort zone, you grow stronger, more capable, and better equipped for the next challenge. When things get hard, I want you to remind yourself, this is how I grow. Now, in our action step at the back of this chapter, I want us to take a look at number 2. It says, think back over your life and identify occasion where your determination to persist was key to your success. Remind yourself of those experiences whenever you face difficulties or discouragement of any kind. I want you to take a moment and I want you to reflect on that time that you overcame an adversity. What was the challenge? How did you persist? What lessons did you learn through that hard time? And then I want you to take these memories and I want you to bottle them up. I want you to find a place to write them down so you can revisit them during your next challenge. It's one of the great things to do because there have been many times in my life that I hit something hard and I'd always go back and I'd say, what's the last thing that I faced? And what great came out of going through that hard season? It's always something great. If you remember, I think we said this very early on in our time together, but there's the Napoleon Hill quote that every adversity carries with it a seed of greater or equivalent benefit. There's going to be something great that comes out of the hard times. You just got to make sure that you document that, revisit that, and use it for fuel to move forward. That's going to conclude our 21 days of goals. What an amazing journey we went on together. And whether you approached it with laser-like focus and this was part of your growth journey, or you were just here for a casual learning experience, my hope is that you're going to leave with new tools, insights, and inspiration to take action on your goals. I want to thank you for being on this journey, and I hope that it's not just going to only impact you, but it's going to impact those around you. I think if you found this helpful, I would encourage you. Share this video, share the first video with someone so that they could go on the goals journey as well. And although we finished this book, it's not the only book. There's a number of life-changing books that I can't wait to share with you in the near future. I'll see you then.